All right, so welcome everyone. Our body tune-up class. So let's go ahead and stretch. If anyone has any requests on a muscle group or joint you want to stretch, please put that on the chat, and we could focus on that a little bit more. Otherwise, we'll do full body. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and begin. So just looking left to right. Let's getting our weekend started.
You find it?
And out to the Palm Beach Aquarium today.
Oh, okay, I'm really getting pissed, I'm not gonna.
So, no shows today, Ella? No performance?
I just finished walking 4 miles at Mile Square Park
Oh, with Carmen?
with Carmen and Jan.
Oh, Jen's running late. Jen's grabbing a coffee at Starbucks.
Jan has a condo meeting.
Oh, okay. Are you performing this weekend?
Nope.
No. Oh, okay. See, this weekend would have been perfect. I could have gone down the street to the church.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I just woke up, I didn't make the walk.
Yeah, right now we're meeting on Saturday mornings for practice now. It's our first Saturday practice in the summer in 12 years since I've been at Long Beach. So let's do some neck circles. So of course we had a great turnout for the new kids that just signed up. We have about maybe 16, 17 new student athletes, and the returners are the ones that sometimes just, just they feel comfortable enough, so they think that they can miss practice, but they're gonna be upset when, they don't go to Mammoth for a week camp. So I warned them, I told them, switch. Yeah, but we met in here by Cerritos, and we just had them run on the river canal by El Dorado Park. Let's go ahead and sit on our left hand. Bring that right hand over. Drop that elbow. So next week, typical week besides 4th of July. So 4th of July morning, we'll have, it is a holiday, so no official class, but I'm gonna replace that following Thursday, July 11th class with a 4th of July class, because the week after 4th of July it just seems really hectic. So we'll figure something out. Switch. Yeah, I went to not yesterday with the intentions of sharing a funnel cake with the family, and then that line was just way too long. So by the time we were done, we actually had to go get dinner first, in which they have a Panda Expresser. So we just that's probably the healthiest thing they have there. We just get some like white rice, veggies, and some chicken, and we're gonna go get funnel cake. But by the time we were out of there, it was closed. So really bitter at that little kid's ride right now. Probably good though, because of funnel cake. I know I would have felt guilty about it this morning. So switch. Ella, did Carmen convince you to do the 5K? No.
Nope. Not gonna do it. I'll go cheer her on.
Yeah. See, I'm just like you. I have people that want me to do a marathon. I'm like, nope, never. Not a chance.
Well, when it's not hot, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it starts too late. That's probably going to be sunny.
Yeah. Which I think there needs to be at least like a $5,000 reward for me to do a marathon. If there's guaranteed, not that I have to win the race to win to get the money, but yeah,
Just finish.
you gotta pay me. Yeah. Even I think maybe when I was in the longest run I've done was 20 miles. I did that twice, but yeah, like an extra 6 miles didn't feel like something I wanted to do after that. So let's do Snow Angels. Yeah, I'm doing a Temecula Spartan obstacle course 5K in August, and then doing a half marathon obstacle course in November. That's gonna be I'm excited more for the half marathon because that's in Los Olivos out there, and I think that's by Solvang, Santa Barbara area. So my friend's out there right now for her friend's birthday, and she said that yesterday they went olive oil tasting. I've never heard of that, but I guess that's a thing. Let's do single arm press. You've done that, Ella? Oh, so yeah, so we're just gonna go up. Has anyone gotten olive oil tasting before? No. Yeah. I thought she was going wine tasting, and then she sent me a picture of like 12 different olive oils. I guess she's dipping like bread in, or I don't know how you taste that, but I'll do like pizza tasting, like I'll taste 12, 12 different pizzas or tacos. That sounds good. Hey, Kathleen, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry I'm late.
You're
Went to
fine.
walk my dogs.
Okay. You have 10 burpees as a punishment.
Okay.
Just kidding. So let's hands here. Greg, I'm gonna focus on just upper body, shoulder, and arm stretches so you're ready to go on your bike ride.
There you go. I've actually changed it up a little bit. I put the rear seat and a backrest and a rack on the back so Sharice can go.
Oh, there you go.
Now she's saying no. I worked 3 hours.
I went and got the helmet. I don't know. We'll see. He kind of messed me up with his the last ride. I haven't ridden in quite a long time.
Let it go. Live in the now, not the past.
Cherise, that's how you sound right now. That's how I sound with my wife in Disneyland. Like she can convince me to go to Disneyland. I need a helmet to go there too.
Oh yeah.
Switch. So did everyone have a healthy breakfast this morning?
No, just woke
Not
up.
yet.
Oh, I just woke up.
No, nothing.
And
And then elbows up. Go as far back as you can.
I'm sleeping. I couldn't go at 7:30. It cools off.
As far back as you can. Okay. You're gonna move down. Press her shoulder a little bit. So let's go ahead and then just hand on the back of the head and drop that elbow forward. So switch hands because we do get a slightly different stretch here, at different angle. So alrighty, we're gonna do our cat scratching stretch. So reach up, stretch, forward, down, back. Do about 8 of these. One more. Alright. Let's go ahead and elbow in. So door openers here with their elbow relaxed. Yeah, I started my breakfast with at 6 with 2 Greek yogurts. Then I got back from practice and I just had some leftover veggies with chicken just now for breakfast. Yeah, not the the tastiest thing for breakfast. But yeah, trying to eat healthy in the early part of the day so I can maybe splurge a little bit after the aquarium because I know we'll be out and about out there, but there's restaurants, so I don't want to just go to a restaurant and order grilled chicken and veggies either. I could do that here at home for like a tenth of the price. Okay, let's go ahead and then palms up and just opposite shoulder taps. So yeah, so this would be our halfway point of the term. So this is the end of week 5 today. So we have 5 more weeks. Then palms up and down. And then let's just do regular biceps right here. Palms down. Let me charge my laptop. I'm about to die. We got to record with the other laptop, so we'll have the blurry recording. All right, let's reach for our back rest. Legs pointing forward, just slightly turning to the side. Let's switch. Switch sides. Alright, hip openers, so these are facing forward. Now let's bring that right leg out. Try not to let it collapse downward, so keep it up with your hand and your torso's upright. Yes, I think for the fourth, we're going with ceviche, hot dogs, and nachos. So I think that's gonna be. I'm gonna try to stick to just ceviche. So it almost seems like a cheat code, you know. Like ceviche is so good, and it's pretty. Unless you have a ton of tortilla chips or tostadas, ceviche it's actually really healthy and lean. So I think I'm just gonna have a bowl of that.
I have ceviche with a bowl of lettuce, like the lettuce into a bowl.
Yeah, yeah. I've never had that. How's that? It sounds good.
Oh, it's so delish.
So do you I guess shred the lettuce or just
No,
bake
no,
it?
you just take the leaf,
Okay.
form it into a bowl,
Yeah.
and add the ceviche on top. And then as you eat, you can take pieces of the leaf,
Yeah.
eat it with it.
Yeah, if you have a really crisp lettuce head, then yeah, it could be, I guess tender or crisp like chips. Performance stretch here. Yeah, so I thought and I learned real quick, so I I was thinking, oh, shrimp's not that lean because boiling crab is really unhealthy. And if you know boiling crabs where you order shrimp by the pound and the marinated with butter and oil and season. It's so good, but it's the seasoning and all that stuff that is high in calorie. The shrimp is lean. So I've gone a couple of times with my mom and she loves that stuff and I'll order just the shrimp, I think, just plain. It's kind of boring. And then I'll just add lime to it and some black pepper and I'll mix it with some rice and some hot sauce and I like it like that. But when it's cooked in butter and all these oils, that's when yeah, it's not the healthiest. And ceviche doesn't require any of that, so yeah, it's good stuff. Bring that yeah. Switch. Yeah, I just eliminated more for an expense matter, but I eliminated these protein chips that I used to order from Amazon. They just started getting expensive, and I figured that um, beef jerky or turkey jerky is just high in protein, and it's actually a little bit cheaper than these chips. And I know jerky, you see a bag at the gas station, it's like $15. But yeah, I went to Costco the other day, and yeah, they had some pretty good prices in jerky, so I loaded up in some. So that's gonna be my new snack instead of those chips. Let's push now. You just gotta make sure you have dental floss if you're eating jerky, because yeah, that stuff gets stuck. As we're pushing down.
My mom used to make really good jerky.
Oh,
Yeah, made it homemade.
what kind of meat was it?
Some kind of beef.
Beef? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had who when I worked up north, I had a buddy who would hunt, so he would make his own, I think, deer jerky, and then
Yeah.
also with smoked fish, and yeah, and so I would try that. So, but yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing your mom would she make it out there in Orange County, or did she
Yeah.
live out?
Yeah.
So she would just get the meat and let's do our leg extension. So recline back. Sorry,
think
I
she-
was thinking that you grew up on a farm and you get some
did.
cattle. Yeah.
She did grow up in a farm.
Okay,
She's a farmer.
that's awesome.
She used a, what, the dehydrator?
Dehydrator oven.
Mm.
We used to have one. We tried doing it with a lot of the fruits dehydrating, but we got
A lot of work.
lazy. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I started steaming cauliflower and having that instead of white rice.
Oh
It tastes
yeah.
pretty good. I just add some feta cheese for
Yeah.
taste
Ooh.
and chicken.
Yeah, I remember in college I would buy cauliflower rice from Costco, and then I figured I could just cook my own cauliflower and just use like a cheese grater, and that's what I started doing. But yeah, that's also another way. And I remember a couple years ago too, not too long ago, I would use spaghetti squash instead of pasta, and that was really good. And you get so much out of like one squash. You get so much pasta or spaghetti out of it. Um, but yeah, but that was a good way to when I was trying to like cut back on carbs. Yeah, it just gives it a different texture and gives the pasta more taste. So yeah, broccoli rice. It's not a bad one. I think I might start doing more of like to get more veggies in, do like a broccoli slaw. So similar but with broccoli. All right, very good. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna do a little bit of knee mobility. So we're just gonna have you elevate that leg. So make sure your foot is elevated off the ground. More visual here. Right here, and then we're just gonna slight little movement left to right, like one of those old clock towers. Not too much going on, and we want to avoid swinging that upper leg. So just elevate, just so our LCL and MCL get a little bit of action. Yeah, my wife, she likes making ginger shots, and so she'll, there's some nights where it's midnight and I just hear the blender going. I'm like, oh, she's doing her ginger stuff. And then in the morning the counters are stained because I think with the turmeric,
Yeah.
it kind of stains too. But about 5 years ago, I remember adding turmeric to my rice, and it looked super fancy, and all you do is like a little dash of turmeric, but your rice comes out super bright and yellow. So I had
Yeah.
roommates that thought I was a great cook because my rice was a different color, but I never told them I would just like, toss a little turmeric in there. But yeah, but I would use that for when I was running a lot, I would use that as as like an anti-inflammatory supplement instead of taking ibuprofen, stuff like that. Let's go ahead to remove our shoes. If we have shoes on, start working our way down to our lower legs. So some heel raises. So yeah, so remember sugar is an inflammatory. So if you have swelling, if you have arthritis or some type of itis, which is your term for an inflammatory, back off on sugars for trying to lose weight, back off on sugars. Then some natural, remedies could be like turmeric if you do have inflammation. Let's go toes up now.
Hey Julio, so I
Yes.
was cutting back on sugar and carbs because
Uh-huh.
I really gained some weight on my
Since-
vacation trip.
Yeah.
But I started getting a lot of well, I just felt like lightheadedness. So
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I'll have an orange,
Yep.
to get the natural sugar.
Hmm.
Is there something else I could do? I know that sugar is bad for you, but how do I get the lightheadedness away? What do you think?
It's not like you're not. Are you dependent on coffee?
Well, I just have coffee without sugar.
Okay. But you still okay, yeah, because sometimes some folks get that like coffee headache if they don't have it. So I would say you probably just need carbs. So and if you're trying to avoid sugars, I mean if there's um, even yeah, so you don't want to avoid carbs too much. Um, but if you want to kind of go away from sugar, you could kind of do like right now I'm actually since I don't eat too many fruits, and but I do get my carbs from like whole grains. But right now I'm drinking like this superfood like green drink. So I'm doing something like that to get the nutrients that I'm missing from fruits. But I would say maybe find like and I know all grains don't process or we don't process them all equally. So if there's a grain that you feel like it kind of just, goes smoothly through you and you like and doesn't give you like stomach issues, I would go with something like that. I don't know if like sweet potatoes or like some type of like yam has helped, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily, but I would avoid fruits like orange, pineapple, mango. Those tend to be a little bit higher in sugars. Let's go ahead and just claw at the floor. But so did you when you did that, did you notice that you like dramatically decreased your carbs?
Yeah, I took all carbs out
Oh
and
yeah.
doing veggies and meats.
Yeah,
And I had green tea or water
yeah.
throughout the day. Yeah, but I like the idea of yams. I like yams.
Yeah. So I would do something. I wouldn't completely cut them out, especially at the beginning of the day. You probably and if you're walking a lot, I never understood like the keto diet for endurance athletes. Let's go ahead and find a golf ball, something to roll our arches on. We're gonna work on our arches. But yeah, but I would reintroduce something small and like if you have your plate, what I would say if your plate looks like 40% protein, 40% veggies, and then like that other 20%, if you want to do like some type of like whole grain or carb, you can do that. So we're just rolling our arches on it, just go back and forth. But yeah, because I mean, if you're completely eliminating it, carbs, and your body's has been dependent on it for so long, your body's like, what the heck's going on? So it's gonna react a certain way. And right now, how it's reacting is probably with that lightheadedness. Um, and are you seeing results with your weight loss?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's the sugar. Like I said, like I had a buddy was at 220 and dropped down to 195 with introducing exercise. But then he stayed at 195 for a month, and then He's like, well, I don't know what to do now. And, after just doing more research and trying new things, sugar, just reducing sugar to close to about, you still want some sugar, but if you could reduce it as low as you can, like a banana has 18 grams of sugar, I believe. So I had him cap it off at like 30 grams of sugar. And yeah, so he did that, and that's where he dropped from 195 to 165. And nothing in his workout routine changed. It's just the sugar got reduced. And yeah, and that's what I've told some folks. It's when you eat too much sugar, and you're exercising, that's going to be the first area to go and burn. But if you eliminate as much sugar as you can from your body, then your body starts burning off that fat. Um, so, and if you don't, and then if you reduce too much fat and no carbs, then what happens is now your body starts burning off your muscle. So you want to make sure that you still have some balance in there. You don't want to just depend on like, just protein all the time. You want to make sure you have some carbs in there and some fats. So, and I think I was doing a little bit, and then let's go ahead, and if you have socks on, let's remove them. If you don't have socks on, let's grab a little towel or a little rag, and we're just gonna go ahead and pick up our sock, drop it, separate it, drop it and separate it. And yeah, and then for fat, it's, you know, obviously when you think weight loss, you think, oh, I want to lose fat. I should eat less fat. But you also want to make sure that your hormones are leveled out. So with that, you want to make sure that what I've seen recently, it's you should be eating somewhere, I think I saw somewhere like between 50 minimum, like about 45 to like 70 grams of fat per day to at least have that, healthy balance. And of course, anything under that, then you might start feeling lightheaded or other symptoms. And anything too much of that, then that's where you kind of go into like the risk of like high cholesterol or just feeling a little bit more lethargic or weight gain happens. So and like from a performance side, or like I guess like more of like a fitness side, what I've seen is that you don't necessarily have to do that every day, but like if your weekly numbers, if you're tracking, if your weekly numbers kind of average out to those numbers of like 45 to like 70, then you should be okay. Uh, so I wasn't too excited when I saw that, only because I know I could abuse that rule. And there's gonna be some days where I go under. So on some other days I could like go way over and not feel too guilty. But I try not to do that too much because I think I tried that when I saw that your average could be a certain number. And since I wasn't doing it correctly, I didn't see too much improvement. But when my numbers are pretty consistent, that's when I see the most progress. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go on our feet. Stand up stretches here. We'll see if if we'll get to the foam rolling, we will probably a little bit towards the end. But let's go ahead and find a rod or our long foam roll, and then let's start with our upper body stretches. And of course, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, because I think that's one thing that me myself I forget to do as well. And I know it's too late because I usually know I'm dehydrated when like my lips are splitting or something like, and it's already too late by then. So make sure we're hydrating. So let's go left to right. Kathleen, do you mind sharing, I guess, your low sugar journey and like how much you've lost in a certain time frame?
Okay, so when I
go
got
back.
back, excuse me, when I got back from my vacation, I was like 8 pounds. I was like, ah.
8
So
pounds over?
yeah,
Oh,
because I
okay.
had all this lobster
Yeah.
with butter
Oh,
and the fresh bread, and it
of course.
was with clam chowder. It was crazy. And then the creameries, it was
Oh, yeah.
bad. So 8 pounds,
30 degrees. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so I got back and I was like panicking because I didn't like the way I felt at all.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm just gonna go with the vegetables and the meat, have water, and so I did that the first day and I lost 2 pounds. So, that's just water and whatever.
Right. Yep.
And then the second day I lost a pound. And then I think one more day I lost a pound. And then after that, it was just 2/10 of a pound.
Yeah.
And so I'm down 5 pounds now.
Go forward. When
Yeah.
was your trip?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Your trip? How long ago was that?
Let's see, I got back on the 17th of June.
Okay. So
It's
like
about
2 weeks
2
ago?
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, one whole week I was just losing 2/10 of a pound every day.
Right. Yeah, so I'm kind of like the same way. So up until the end of May, I was eating around 2,600 calories, most of it being carbs. And and then at the start of June, I mean, I also had some camping trips. So let's go that right shoulder. So at the start of June, I reduced from 26 to about 1,900, and I was probably losing about maybe zero point 0.2 to zero point 0.4 per day. And then I went on this camping trip for 4 days and I gained 5 pounds almost instantly. And that's with me trying to be careful and mindful of what I was eating still, but it still happens. And then I came back 30 degrees. And yeah, it was about a pound almost every day. And I think like your body just kind of, tries to flush out stuff too that doesn't need that was recent. And and then yeah, and then I had my cousin's wedding, and that was like another 3 pounds back up. And then I came back and I had Minnesota, this last week. So it's always like up and downs, but I've noticed when there's a spike in weight gain, there's also a pretty quick spike back down. But it's not all of it. And then I have to be pretty disciplined and consistent in order to just lose zero point 0.2 of a pound or maybe even just like half a pound or a pound if I'm lucky for 1 week. And but it's tough because let's go back. You could be super disciplined. It seems like you're working really hard, and at some point you're just gonna be plateau. You could be doing everything perfect and you don't lose anything. You might even gain a little bit. Um, but yeah, you just gotta state your course. And I think when that happens several weeks, then you just gotta tweak something or change something. Might be walking a little bit more water, maybe more sleep. And if you don't know what else it is, then maybe it might have to just be reducing your portions a little bit more. Just go behind the back. And of course, it has to be sustainable too. You don't want to just fast all day, and because that's the thing with fasting. When people do it, is sure they fast for several hours, but then when they eat, if you're doing it right, you're supposed to eat the same amount of calories during that same window that you're allowed to eat. Um,
I
so
would stop eating at 5 p.m. every day.
go back.
And then I would go to bed at about 9:30.
Yeah, and that was recently or right now.
Well, I started back on stopping at 5.
Okay,
But I've always gone to bed at 9:30-ish.
go ahead and just do some stand-up stretches. So trunk rotation. Yeah, last night we got back from Knott's and I track everything I eat. So I noticed I was shy on fat and carbs and a little bit of um protein. So like my go-to when, I have to customize my meals, it's usually a sandwich. I could have a sandwich with 2 slices of meat in there, or I could have a sandwich with 10 slices of meat in there, so, and that's just gonna kind of dictate my protein intake, or, if I want to go with like light mayo or regular mayo, or put more mustard. And mustard, mustard is one of those ingredients that gives a ton of flavor and doesn't really have much calories in there, almost like lime, big hula hoops. So, yeah, I think, you could always have, if you have a rice cooker, you could always have some type of like rice there just ready to go if you feel like you're a little bit shy on carbs. We have, recently we've had a lot of chicken, rice, and veggies just on the go. And yeah, I have my little scale and I weigh everything, and it becomes annoying sometimes, but like knowing exactly what goes into your body and, you know, portion, controlling your portions definitely helps. Switch. Well, I'm envious of your lobster eateries. That sounds delicious. Were you on the East Coast?
Yeah, it was my son. He's about your age and he planned the whole vacation. And he said, we're going to be tasting lobster. We went to 5 places.
Oh, were you in the like New England area?
Yes, we started off in Boston, Massachusetts, went to Maine.
Oh, that's right, Arcadia, right? You said you went to the park.
Yeah, well, that's where we started eating lobster, but we started off in New Jersey, went to DC, back to New York, got to Connecticut. I think that's where we had our first lobster. And then we went to Boston and then to Maine.
It's on the floor. Oh, yeah, I need to go to Maine. It's
Oh, it's
yeah,
so awesome. You have to go.
yeah. I
Bucket
think
list.
yeah, no, my buddy, the one that lost the 220 pounds, he's from Maine, and I think he was going every year up until this year, but I think he says next year he's going. Um, I'm also his personal trainer, so he told me that if I go, um, not to worry about anything as long as we work out every day. I'm like, sure, we could do that. So yeah, so that might be next June. I might be out in May, hopefully. So, right, so we're not quite yet to the foam roller. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, do a couple of stretches on the floor. All right, so we're gonna do our book openers. So it's our go-to back stretch. So stack your legs, stack your hands, and reach back. We're gonna do 6 on each side for this one. All right, once you've done 6, we're gonna flip it. If I go anywhere that offers a lobster roll on their menu, I might have to try that today.
There's a town called in Cape Cod called Provincetown. You could take a ferry there or you can drive, but they have it's a tourist area with several lobster roll places to eat.
Ooh. Was it cheaper out there than it is out here for the rolls?
I don't know because I haven't had lobster out here, but it's for 2 ounces, $17.
Oh, okay. Let's do our knee drops. So to the side. 2 ounces, $17. Yeah. I'm thinking I just had 4 ounces of chicken right now and it barely filled me up. That was $34 of lobster right there. And I think carne asada, like a flank steak's like $15 nowadays. You want a good one. Right, let's do our cobra stretch. So face down, resting on our elbows. Sharing. Just resting on our elbows here. Let's put our hands where our elbows are at and then push up. Let's bring our glutes back to our heels from there. We're gonna kneel, reach out, stick that leg out, then lean forward. Stretch that inner thigh. Rise up. Okay. Switch. So you're kneeling, leg out and forward. Very good. All right, so now we're gonna finish off with like a, like a 6-8 minute portion on foam rolling. So if you have your foam roller, go ahead and grab that. If you don't, then we might be just observing for now, or you could continue stretching. Yeah, so let's go ahead and grab that foam roller. And again, the foam roller, usually we're focusing more on lower body. So this here, resting. So we're gonna focus on the lower legs first. So just putting the roller right in the center of my lower leg. So where my calf muscles are, I'm just bringing it back and forth. And let's just readjust. And as I'm doing this, I'm also turning my toes in and out. So it's my calves are rotating around the foam roller. And I'm pointing my toes towards the garage door. I'm gonna rotate them towards the camera, my laptop. And once I'm comfortable enough and they're a little bit warmed up, I'm gonna put my right leg over my left. So now I'm applying a little bit more pressure. And if you want more pressure than that, what you're gonna have to do is almost get on a plank. So you gotta elevate your hips off the ground. My calves have always been pretty sensitive, so I don't think I could take that pain. I've always had tight calves. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna stack my left leg on my right leg. And then now I'm gonna roll the roller closer to my hamstrings. Okay, so now I'm more elevated, so I'm only being supported by my hands. And then to rotate those, same idea. So just kind of rotate your feet. Probably move a little bit more. You're just pushing from my elbow, my side. You're gonna focus on the other hamstring a little bit more, so I'm rotating the opposite direction. So my right leg is on the foam roller, and my left leg is just supporting myself. And again, if you want more pressure, then just stack your leg over the other one to apply more pressure. Okay. Gonna transition to my left glute now. So now I'm almost on the side plank here. Again, my left leg is elevated, mainly contact on my left glute. So I'm turned. My right leg is just supporting, and I'm just sliding back and forth. Again, when you're doing these foam rolling techniques, you really don't want to foam roll more than a few minutes. I've had athletes or friends that, because they feel pain on their hamstring, they're on this thing for 20, 30 minutes and just doing this because they feel like they need to get rid of that pain. And then they end up with a big bruise and actually making it worse. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Work on the other glute. All right. Okay. And then for our last one, we're just gonna lay on the roller. So again, it's only gonna work if your foam roller is long enough. So usually just sit near the bottom edge of it and then just kind of carefully recline back, rest my head on the roller, and then hands come off to the side, palms are up. We're just gonna hang out here for 2 minutes. Okay, so just relax. 2 minutes here. Start my timer. So about another 20 seconds and then we'll roll off, right? All right, and carefully just roll off to the side. That should do it for today. Alright, folks, good job. If you got your walk in, I think you're ready to just relax and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Thank you, Julio.
Of course, everyone, enjoy your weekend.